In the outskirts of town, there stood an abandoned asylum, forgotten by time. It had been closed for over 50 years, following a mysterious incident that no one dared speak of. Locals claimed to hear strange noises coming from within its crumbling walls, echoes of laughter, faint screams, and footsteps that never ceased. One chilly evening, James, an urban explorer with a thirst for adventure, decided to investigate. Upon entering, James was met with an overwhelming silence, broken only by the distant drip of water and the creak of old wooden floors beneath his feet. The hallways were long and dark, lined with rusted doors and peeling wallpaper. As he ventured deeper into the asylum, the temperature dropped, and he began to hear whispers, faint but unmistakable. They seemed to be coming from every direction. James pushed open a door marked Ward C. The room inside was large, with broken beds scattered across the floor. Old, faded medical equipment lay abandoned in the corner. As he stepped further inside, he heard it, screaming. But the room was empty. The sound grew louder, more intense, until it felt like the walls themselves were wailing. James looked around, panic rising, but no one was there. The room, however, felt suffocating, as if the screams were coming from the very fabric of the building. Frightened but determined, James made his way toward the asylum's basement, where the most disturbing rumors originated. As he descended the creaking stairs, the air grew colder. His flashlight flickered, and in the dim light he saw a figure standing at the far end of the basement, a dark, shadowy silhouette that seemed to be watching him. The figure didn't move, but James felt its gaze burn into him. Suddenly, the figure began to move, slowly at first, then faster, as if it was gliding toward him. James bolted up the stairs, his heart pounding in his chest. He could hear the figure's footsteps echoing behind him, closer with each step. Desperately, he reached for the door at the top of the stairs, but it wouldn't budge. The footsteps stopped. James turned, expecting the worst, but the hallway was empty. However, the shadow was no longer at the bottom of the stairs. It was right behind him. With one final desperate push, the door flew open, and James stumbled into the cold night air. He didn't stop running until he was far from the asylum, his breath coming in ragged gasps. When he finally turned to look back, the asylum stood silent and still, as if nothing had happened. But the whispers followed him home.